Good evening, everybody. I'm Michael, and this is Julie from Solas Inspirational Chats. And tonight, we're delighted to have our friend Keith Robinson with us. Keith is a man with a mission. His mission in life is to help people to look after themselves, to improve their health, and therefore to improve their lives. And having known Keith for 5 years at this stage, we're absolutely delighted that he's with us tonight. And he and I have had long conversations about health and well-being for people.
Yes, Keith, it's a delight to chat to you and to be able to invite you on our Zoom. And I know that you're one of our tutors also for our summer courses, and that will be focusing on well-being. So there will be a lot of teachers who'll be tuning in, listening this evening. So we might invite you to talk a little bit about yourself. I know that might be tricky, but if you could give us a 60-second, we'd love everyone to hear about you because we know you're fantastic.
Well, thank you, but you don't want to give me a big head, do you?
You can pay us later.
Yeah.
Check is in the post. I am passionate about health and wellness and helping people to be in control of their long-term health and wellness. And by accident, I learned 17 years ago that it was possible to reverse cardiovascular disease. Being skeptical, I checked it on myself and actually brought down the age of my vascular system to a teenager. That was all the proof I needed to know this information was correct. Anybody can do it. And I've been on a mission to save as many lives as possible ever since. And it's not confined to cardiovascular. It's across the board, anything health and wellness.
Right. Yeah. No, we as I said, you and I have had conversations about some of the products also that you recommend to people and the great successes that some of the products have had, both here in Éire and in fact in different parts of the world.
Yes. Because really the whole crux of this health area is to give the body the missing nutrition that is no longer in our food. It's the body that's the healer, but it's also the body that's under attack all the time from poisons all over the place. And if you don't have additional nutrition to counteract those poisons and to counteract the negative that we're been having to deal with all the time, well, then the poisons win. So fuel your body to overcome that and take control. It's a very simple process.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful, Keith. And you make it sound so simple, but in today's reality, unfortunately, it's not that simple. Would you have any recommendations? I know we're just having a short chat with you this evening, but we're going to put all your details in the description below. And if you could give us your contact details too, because I think people would perhaps after listening today, for us, this is a bit of it whets the appetite, and then they can get in touch with you and look for more information. And perhaps I think you have Zooms with people too to explain more. But if you just like to give us a brief synopsis then, because we're living in difficult times for people with their.
I like to actually get together on a one-to-one with people on Zoom, because if they don't fully understand how they got into trouble, they're not going to understand that it's very easy to get out of trouble. And everybody's sort of brainwashed and have blinkers on in a certain way of thinking, in a certain way of doing things. But there are other ways. And I always think the answer is in nature. And once the body has what it needs, and most people, apart from having a huge lack of nutrition, they have a major lack in their nitric oxide production. And if you do not manufacture enough nitric oxide in your arterial system, you will not keep your arterial system clean, elastic, and free-flowing. And this is why people end up having high blood pressure and high cholesterol and cold feet and cold hands and heart attacks and strokes. You can't have any of those things if you have a clean arterial system, because there's no plaque there to rupture. So I will show people how they can actually manufacture far more than what they're doing so that they can melt the plaque in the arterial system and clean it. And day by day, you are eliminating cardiovascular risks. And we've even seen people reverse the need for bypass surgery, reverse the need for amputations from diabetes complications. We actually helped a lady reverse her stroke, that she was 5 years bedridden with no feeling in one side of her body. And within 5 weeks following our protocol, she was getting back to feeling.
Well,
that's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's fascinating, as you say, and it's most of it is down to education. It's about educating people as to what they can do. You know, people sort of look at
Yeah.
their situation and think, oh, this is what I've been served up, and this is what I'm left with.
Yeah.
You know, not. I suppose I'm not saying they're not willing to look at alternatives, but at the same time, they're slow to do so. You know.
I got a phone call from a surgeon one day, and he says to me, "Are you still doing what you were doing?" And I says, "I am." He says, "Great. Will you help my brother?"
Brilliant.
I says, "So what's wrong with him?" He says he's hypertensive. He's on 2 medications. I don't want him going down that road. He says because I know it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
So he says, "Will you give him a shout?" And I contacted him. We had a Zoom call, guided him on what to do, and then within 6 weeks, he was actually off all the medications he'd been on, because every time his body kept repairing, his blood pressure started to come back down again.
Yeah.
And then he'd send a picture of his blood pressure to his brother, and his brother tell him, "Now lower one of your medications, now lower another one, now lower another one." 6 weeks, medication's gone, blood pressure perfect.
Great.
Oh, that's an
Great.
amazing story.
Yeah, and it's great to find people who are open to it, even professionals.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was another surgeon I was helping who had actually 2 heart attacks before the age of 40.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Type 2 diabetic, medication for 17 years, ulcer on his leg that wasn't healing. And in 6 weeks, he was off every medication he'd been on for 17 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Well, Keith, we're definitely putting your details in the description. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And I'm sure a lot of people will be in touch, and keep doing what you're doing. It sounds absolutely awesome. And I know Michael and I feel so privileged to have you as one of our friends too. So, Gurmila Mahagat.
And right back at you.
And yeah, we look forward to seeing you soon.
see you soon,
Thank
Keith.
you.
Talk soon. Thanks for tonight.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye. Bye.